Majo John Madden Juanito sitting on the front porch of the Whole Foods supermarket, competitor to, no, it's not competitor to anything. This is Whole Foods. It was Greenlife branded when I worked here a long time ago, 15 years ago, something like that. Still kept the Greenlife brand, although it had been bought out by Whole Foods. And they are competitors to Earth Fair, where I worked my last 4 years. Guys playing some great music over there. I wish I had money for a tip. I wish I had money, period. If I make it to the Bank of America in West Asheville by 12:30, which I might, they close at 1, I might be able to convince them to open a new account for me, although probably not at this point. My account is almost entirely put together, but finally on Thursday at the Merriman Avenue, this is Merriman out here, store on Thursday, they couldn't verify my address. Well, you know why they couldn't verify my address? Because I don't live anywhere. They said, well, where do you live? I said, I don't know yet. I'll stay somewhere tonight, and it was on the street. And then last night was on the street because I have not managed to open an account to get at the $2,000 that just got deposited from the U.S. government. Pretty ironic. The first night on the street was one of my better nights on the street. Didn't strung me out too much. Last night was bad. And I just told my friend Tom this morning, I have maybe 6 steps left in me. And then the Uber, I had such a good time talking with Jacqueline, my Uber driver. She was spectacular. That I really didn't pay attention to that parking lot was empty. And she said, some of these banks are closed on Saturdays. I said, no, this one's open on Saturday. Well, the Bank of America on Patton Avenue is, but not that one. So I just spent an hour and a half dragging my suitcase in the hot sun. Head down. I can do this. Sorry. Maybe that ambulance has come for me. That's happened a lot. I've gone to Mission Hospital by ambulance 3 or 4 times in the last 3 months. Learned from them a week ago that I'm actually not dying of cancer, which was a possibility they held open for 2 months. They're calling me something broken down from spending too much time in hospital beds and believing that you're dying, because it doesn't seem like I am. So I've been saying for a long time that one of the best ways to grow spiritually is to do something physically that you didn't think you could do. So when I realized that now that Jacqueline had left the Bank of America up on Merriman, I don't have minutes on my Mexico phone. I only can use the Uber app at a Wi-Fi, and I did not know of any Wi-Fi closer than this store where I used to work for 3 years. So that's where I walked to. And as it took longer and longer than I thought, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. You are not going to get your money. You will be thrust into making desperate calls to 1 or 2 friends who could possibly give you a sofa, and that might work. You have to find someone who will give you a phone, allow you to make calls. It's a long shot. Turned out I know the front-end manager who was the person I dealt with here. She and I never got along all that great. I think I was not her favorite person, and she was not mine. So we'll see. She was friendly. I haven't seen you for a long time. I've been gone for 5 years. Wow. That's as far as we went, because I had to call Uber. And they said, oh, we're searching for a driver. They said that for about 3 minutes. And then they said, your driver is in South Carolina, basically. No, no, your driver will be there in 29 minutes. 29 minutes. So, there we go. I don't think it's going to work, but I tried. And life, the best I can do is to go after what I think life is telling me to do. And sometimes at the very end, I put months into a project up in the high mountains here the first year of the COVID. Months. Oh my God, I moved heaven and earth to make that project work. And when it finally didn't work, I said, okay, God, you're telling me. I really heard God saying this to me. Uh, Good effort, good effort. You tried really hard. You learned, you stretched yourself. You found out you're bigger than you knew. This is one you're not getting. You never really were. I kind of dangled it in front of you to move you, to get you off your ass. So we've got other plans for you. And that often happens. Sometimes I will move heaven and earth and get it and just get high. Like, whoa, I'm bigger than I thought I was. And other times I will move heaven and earth and not get it and still get high. I'm going to be high for days after that walk that I just did. I can't believe I just did that. And if I was in better health, I would go over and jam with this guy because he's doing great music. Great music. But I think that would be not discreet. It would be not something. It would be fucked up to try to dance right now, I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.